So I really treated myself this time around by grabbing my favorite SB Dunk of all time. This one in particular came to me by the graces of a seller on eBay, and I did pay a pretty penny for them. But I do like to think of myself as a smart shopper, and I think I got the best price that I could for what is essentially a brand new dead stock sneaker from 2009. And in unboxing them too, I'm glad the seller went all out and securely packaged these. For those of you that are unfamiliar with this pair or are new to the SB game, this pair was part of the Gold Box era, which spanned from October 2007 to March of 2009. Some people confuse this as a Blue Box release, but was actually one of the last few, if not the last, Gold Box release. Quickly looking at the size tag on here, these are Nike Dunk High Premium SB in a colorway noted as Nightshade/Nightshade. Surprisingly on here too is the suggested retail price of $102, which was back from 2009. In the box as well was the original receipt from Primitive out in California, which is a great thing to have. Getting to this pair of sneakers now, if you check them out, these things are absolutely wild. The backstory on these is they pay tribute to Quagmire from the ever-popular show of Family Guy. If you pick apart Quagmire's outfit from the show, you'll see it directly translated on the sneaker. Dylan from the future here. I'm recording this well after I had filmed the initial video that you're watching right now. For some reason this clip had malfunctioned when transporting onto my computer for whatever reason. But anyway, I had started to talk about the materials on the shoe, and being listed as a premium, they're great. At the mid panel, the heel flap, and the heel counter is this red suede which has a deep color to it. And throughout the suede is this embroidery in this sort of flower print which matches his red shirt. Back to the video. Otherwise, the blue around the sneaker matches his pants and can be found in a suede around the toe and at the swoosh. The suede feels nice in hand. It just seems finicky in the sense that it'll be hard to keep clean and is probably easy to fade. At the toe box, the eye stay, and the back heel is that same blue in a heavyweight canvas. This canvas is that type of material that is prone to showing creasing through wear, which is a shame, but at the same time, sneakers are meant to be worn after all. In that same blue is the mesh tongue, which feels pretty padded. Other details on the sneaker include the red Nike SB tag in a yellow font, as well as a burgundy reddish sort of color and the inner walls. Like any SB Dunk, these utilize Zoom Air technology, which can be found through these white insoles. And speaking of white, these have a white midsole with a yellow contrast stitching. Looking at the back tab and the gum outsole, I assume that these match Quagmire shoes. If you're a regular to the channel, you'll know that generally I'm just a sucker for gum bottoms, and these really do the job for me. I have these laced up in the white Kevlar laces, but they also come with a set of yellow laces to match the embroidery here. And honestly, I think the additional yellow ones probably look just as good. For being over a decade old now, these things are immaculate. There aren't any signs of age catching up to these, the soles are still super clean, there's no sole separation, the uppers still feel great and solid. Nothing wrong with these at all. As for sizing real quick, my foot measures as a true 9.5, but I got these in a 10 because like many others that have a bunch of dunks, they'll find that they fit a bit snug. So going up half a size is never a bad move. I see myself wearing these in two different ways. The first way is in the colder seasons wearing it with a pair of jeans and just like an overall very simple outfit, and then letting these things do the talking because they are pretty out there. And in that same notion in the summer, I do plan on wearing these as well. More so, simple t-shirt, simple pair of shorts, and then letting these shoes do the talking. So this pair of Quagmires was at the top of my list of Nike SBs to go back and grab. I'd even go as far as saying that this pair of the Quagmires is in my top 5 favorite sneakers of all time, which is saying a lot because I have a lot stashed back there and I have a lot more that I want to pick up. The reason why I cherish this pair so much is because I had so many memories growing up watching Family Guy. The show had this raunchy humor to it that really appealed to my younger teenage self.
Ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Ooh ee, ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bing bang.
You have to keep in mind too that a decade ago there weren't any online streaming services like Hulu or Netflix, so my friends and I were watching Family Guy either on Sunday nights on Fox or doing Google searches for Family Guy full episodes and trying each link until something actually worked. The high school days were so interesting because I remembered if some kid had a pair of kicks, it would be blasphemous to buy the same pair, which looking back on it was pretty dumb. If I remember correctly, he bought them from Flight Club, which was especially a big deal back then. Those were the days before StockX or GOAT or any other resale platforms, and it was literally just Flight Club or Facebook groups or sneaker forums like Nike Talk or ISS. But fast forward to now, a decade later, and we're not in high school anymore, and I finally got around to grabbing these. I think it's worth noting too that going back in time and grabbing sneakers from the past isn't an uncommon thing for me to do. Some sneakers from back in the day that I recently grabbed include the Reebok Question Mids, because I had a pair of them growing up, as well as the Nike Shox VC5s, again, because I had them growing up. I've also had that pair of the wet floor dunks in the background throughout the entire video because they bring me back to high school as well. Now with Nike dunks back on the rise, it's been harder and harder to find them at a good price. I bought these right before the release of the Chunky Dunky SB Dunk Lows, which I knew I was going to take an L on anyway, so I consider this pair of Quagmires to be sort of a consolation prize, and honestly a better one. These older dunks retain their value well, which made this purchase much more justifiable. I do plan on wearing these and hanging on to them forever, so obviously resale on these won't be on my mind much longer. And my advice to all of you looking to go and grabbing sneakers from the past is to honestly be patient and the right deal will come your way. That's all I have to say for this video though. Let me know what you think of this pair of the Quagmires in the comment section below. Is this a sneaker that brings you back in time like it does for me? And generally, what are your thoughts on the resurgence of the Nike Dunk right now? I'd love to read all about it. If you're enjoying content like this, let me know by dropping a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I have plenty of other sneaker reviews on the channel, so be sure to check them out. And also be sure to follow me on Instagram @StuffDylanLikes for more updates on what I've been grabbing. That's all for this one though. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you guys in the next one.